feeling this perpetual feeling of overwhelm. It can cause mental slowness, forgetfulness, confusion, difficulty concentrating or thinking logically. And you can feel as though you have this racing mind.
I think it's a bit, when I get it, it's like, I don't know, like my mind kind of freezes and
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, and I notice that I'm breathing a bit quicker. Hi from the
English Sisters.
Welcome to Get Real with the
English Sisters. So once again, here we are. We're going to be
talking about how to master overwhelm and giving you a first aid kit.
Yes, because we think it's much needed now, isn't it?
Well, I think everybody now is suffering from, every single person that I talk to is really overwhelmed at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness me. They're actually experiencing and feeling overwhelmed. I know.
Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I experience it myself at times. And, you know, we are supposed to be the therapist, but you're also
we're
human
beings,
beings.
aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's face it, we're all human.
I know.
And with everything that's going on in the world, I think it's just too much for everyone. We've come out of this pandemic, haven't we?
Yeah, that's it. The pandemic, yes.
I think it's something that we have never experienced before in the history of the world, really. Where
well,
the
not
whole
our
world,
yeah.
but the whole world is shut down. It's never happened.
That's
so
right.
All flights being blocked, everything, being locked in our homes. All of this has never happened, and I think most of us, we've kind of forgotten about it now because we've got on with our lives.
Yeah, you have to,
But
don't
I
you?
think you do. But I think that there's still the elephant in the room. It's all the remainder, all the anxiety that's been built up over these past few years that remains inside us, that has to have some kind of outlet.
I know, absolutely. The actual thing about overwhelm is that it like, there was an actual thing I was reading about it. It's feeling this perpetual feeling of overwhelm. It can cause mental slowness, forgetfulness, confusion, difficulty concentrating or thinking logically. And you can feel as though you have this racing mind.
I think it's a bit, when I get it, it's like, I don't know, like my mind kind of freezes and I don't know what to do, and I notice that I'm breathing a bit quicker.
So that's a mental slowness that the Harvard professor that I've just quoted, it actually says it here, the mental, it was an article from this professor in Harvard. I don't actually have the name now, it's a shame, but anyway, it was very good. And basically your thinking becomes less agile. So if we think about that, that's why we know that it's not a good state to be in, don't we? We realise that, but I think, we have to become aware that we're feeling overwhelmed in the first place.
Well, I think that's the first step.
Become
aware, to acknowledge it. So to just take a deep breath and, slow your breathing down, I would say that would be the first thing to do.
I think that's the most essential first aid kit for this, is to stop,
breathe,
and breathe
deeply.
That's right. And then somehow, if you do this for like 3 deep breaths, the world around you seems to slow down, which is exactly what you need. You need to have this slowing down of the world, that your mind might feel as though it's racing, but then it can slow down.
It's a bit like being on a merry-go-round. You kind of want to stop it.
Yeah, it's a classical little hamster wheel, isn't it? But you can stop it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, the good
thing.
thing.
We are in control of our minds.
Exactly.
Our minds do not control us.
If you realise that you have the control panel, exactly, then that's such a freeing thing to know, I think.
Yeah, I think if you actually imagine that you have a control panel in your mind, so like, I don't know, like if you've got like a telecommander, you know, like to switch the telly on and off, so you can just imagine that you're putting it on pause for a second while you take a deep breath, or if you're on your computer, you can just freeze the screen, turn it off for a few seconds.
Yeah, I do like the pause thing, yeah, because it's
just
like...
pause everything and just take a few deep breaths.
Yeah. It's like when you're watching a film or something. Netflix, you want to go and get a cup of tea or go to the toilet, just pause it. You can do the same thing with these thoughts that might be causing this sense of overwhelm. You can just pause it.
I think it's like when you're driving a car, just put it, you know, if you do have like cruise control, just imagine you're putting your mind on cruise control for a second. Obviously don't do this while you're driving, but just imagine that you're putting it so it's just calm. You don't have to worry about accelerating or decelerating. You're just going along at steady, whatever it is per hour.
That's
and
right.
just slow
Rhythmic
rhythmic breathing in and out slowly, making sure it reaches your abdomen, reaches your tummy area. Because most of us don't breathe in properly most of the time. We forget to breathe in deeply, don't we?
We forget, and our breath becomes rather shallow. So by doing this simple, the number one for this first aid kit, which when you open the kit, the immediate thing that comes to mind is this control panel where you can slow your breathing down. And it's amazing what this will do for you.
Because it clears your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It gives you the space to be able to think again.
To be able to have the agile mind you had before. To be able to be more perceptive, to be able to understand the things that you need to do immediately and the things that can be done later on.
Yeah, I think that's number 2, isn't it?
That definitely, yes.
Do a list of things that, maybe write a list down. This could be overwhelming as well if you've got too many things to do, but I think if you just write maybe the 3 urgent things you have to do in that day, or 1 urgent thing.
Yeah.
And then
the rest can be dealt with
at a later
another
date.
day. Exactly. We don't have to. We can also do like a no list of things that we don't need to do today.
That would be good.
I think
that's better.
Yeah, so no, I don't need to do that now urgently. I don't need to answer that email. I don't need to do this right now. Let go of being the perfectionist, as to say, and that can be really freeing too if you understand that there are certain things you have these high standards.
Yeah, or even saying no to going out with friends at night because you're just exhausted, and getting your beauty sleep. Even saying no to things that could be pleasurable. Just say no, or saying no to, I'm not going to have that extra drink tonight because I know it's going to make me feel more
sluggish tomorrow
in the morning. So also saying no to those kind of things I think is good. And then saying yes if it's going to make you really happy going out with a friend. Say yes to that, of course.
Yeah,
but those kind of friendships when you think they're not real kind of friends, they're more acquaintances, and you think, I can't be bothered with that. It's going to be a drag.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be so many people there, and I won't be
so
able
much
to...
small talk.
Yes,
you don't really need the small talk
and
now.
I don't really want that. It's not really going to nourish my soul.
No, you should really try and connect with loved ones at this time. If you are experiencing overwhelm, being with a loved one, being able to have this like big talk, not small talk about the weather, etc., but like really being able to share your emotions, having a laugh about it. You'll probably discover that a lot of other people are feeling the same way you are, and that can be comforting as well. But just by releasing and letting go, I think, with a loved one can often...
I think that's very healing.
Yeah,
and I think to know that everyone practically is experiencing overwhelm is also healing, because we're not all supermen and superwomen that can just take on everything that's
No, but it may appear that way.
It appears
like
like
on
that
social media, and you see
to
people
other people
doing.
we think, oh yeah, they're okay. Look what they're doing. Look
Exactly.
what they're fine, and it's me. I'm not normal. I'm feeling overwhelmed all the time. I'm feeling this anxiety, and yet it is perfectly normal to feel anxiety at this time. Perfectly normal because of what we've all been through.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's really important to say. It is normal, and it's very good to just say, I'm going to take, like, if you're at work, I'm going to take a mental health day and just stay at home one day and just chill and breathe and do something that makes you feel relaxed.
Yeah, sometimes it's just doing absolutely nothing.
Pajama days.
Pajama days, couch days, and then the next day you'll feel more energized normally.
Normally you will, and you'll feel more like doing more again.
Yeah.
And your mind will have slowed down.
Absolutely. The mind slowing down is the first thing that happens when you start learning to take these deep breaths. And even if you don't think that it's going to work, you can just do it anyway. You know, because sometimes when you're feeling overwhelmed, the last thing you want is something else that you think you have to do.
Yeah, but I mean, taking 3 deep breaths, come on. Yeah. Everyone can do that.
Exactly.
It's not a big deal, is it?
No, it's it's not a big deal.
If you take 3 deep breaths and you have a bit of a laugh while you're doing it, you're just going to feel better. You're going to release those chemicals that are going to make you feel good.
Exactly.
Because we take our breath for granted, but the breath is life, isn't it?
That's right. So if we learn how to regulate our breaths, we learn how to regulate our lives. And it's so obvious. It seems absurd.
I mean like what you were saying the other day about the computer when it goes into overwhelm. It goes like, keeps going round and round, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You get that little thing that goes...
the little rainbow
and then,
colours.
Yeah, what do you have to do? You have to restart it, basically.
Yeah, last time
you have to quit the program and
I just
restart.
closed the windows and I thought, oh dear, it needs like... I've broken it. I remember I just closed all the tabs and just thought, okay, and then I just closed it. And then when I came back and I reopened it like half an hour later, it seemed to have sorted itself out. So I thought,
there you go then.
Yeah.
Because it had a sleep.
Yeah, and I thought, there you go. You know, that's like a good metaphor for us as well. Sometimes when we're just overwhelmed, even if we can't have a sleep, we can always have a deep breath and sort of like try and reset our minds.
I think as well, overwhelm comes from when we try and like think too far ahead in the future as well, when we're not taking day by day.
Exactly.
And just thinking, what's going on today? Let's look at today. I think that's the first aid kit number 3.
Yeah,
to look at what's going on today,
in
now,
the present moment,
not tomorrow, not in the world,
not in the future,
universe. Today, here and now, where I live, in your little area.
In your area, in your space, your personal space. What's going on today? What can I handle today? You're one person, even if you're living in a big community, but you have one person feelings. You can't expect to have feelings and emotions for everybody else either. So whether you're concerned about your future, your family, or the people around you, you're going to have to just understand that you're going to look after yourself for now.
That's it.
Yes. Because sometimes the feeling of overwhelm can also come from having to care for others, looking after other people, being concerned about other people, and that can also be a factor that you can take into consideration.
Yeah, often it's not the physical workload, it's the mental stress. It's the mental stress of the worry and the concern and what's going to happen tomorrow and all these things.
Where am I going to be in my life in 10 years from now? perhaps that's not the question to ask oneself when you are feeling overwhelmed, because then you won't have an agile mind. As we said before, your mind will not be able to solve and figure out, and you won't come up with a creative solution. You'll probably come up with a very doomsday view of the world and thinking, okay, I don't think I'm ever going to get what I want, whether it's a family or the house or the job or whatever it is you want.
So it's best to leave it.
It's best to leave it, yes. It's like, the great inventors would do. They would go away from the problem, go away, and then they would do something completely different, like read a book or go for a walk, and then the creative solution came to mind.
Come back.
Yeah, would just come back, because there is a solution, and a lot of times there isn't. And so,
and when there isn't, there's nothing you can do about it anyway. So there's no.
There is out of
just let go.
Just yes, because you can only look after yourself, your own mind, your own mental health. You can't take on the world. But if you can manage to change your state of mind, then it's contagious.
It is contagious, and the people around you will also change. You'll notice it.
You'll notice it.
There'll be a calm energy. Like those people when you come across them and they've got this lovely calm energy about them.
Yeah.
They're always smiling and happy and serene, and even when things aren't going exactly as planned, they just stay calm.
They manage to have...
they allow almost the solution to come to them. It's almost as if they don't really have to think, because their mind is so clear that the solution just kind of pops up.
Yes, it's amazing.
On its own.
Yeah. And they allow the intuition to come as well. Like real emotions come up when you give your mind the space, the real feelings. So
feelings in this comfort.
So in this kit we have
comfort blanket.
Exactly. We have a comfort blanket as well, which is part of the first aid kit, along with the breathing and the control panel where you can slow your own life down. You have a comfort blanket that you can wrap around yourself and feel immediately calm and safe.
And comfortable.
And it can be a blanket of any colour, or any shape, one that you had in the past, or you can invent your new one.
And it can heal you, just like a plaster would.
Yes.
Protect you.
You put it around yourself in your own mind, and it's the healing properties that go through into your body, all the way through, into your mind, into your soul, into your heart. And they provide this beautiful, comforting, warm feeling of calm, delight and serenity. And it can be very comforting for you to know that you will always have this first aid kit with you.
Exactly, at any time.
At any time in the future, whenever you need it. It's not something you have to worry about taking it with you, because it's already within you.
It's part of you.
It's part of you, yes. As once you do the exercise once, your mind will be able to remember it the next time. So the next time you have a feeling of overwhelm, you can go back to your first aid kit really quickly. And you will automatically remember. The first thing you have to do is the deep breaths.
The deep breaths?
The deep breaths. And then you'll remember that you'll have the control panel. You can imagine it like your TV control.
Yeah, or anything really.
Anything, you can imagine it.
You can imagine it like the Star Trek control panel, if you're a Star Trek fan.
Yeah. And that has this lovely pause button on it, where everything slows down and pauses. And then while you're doing that, you can wrap the blanket around you as well, and you'll know the blanket has this lovely healing. So you'll be healed while you're doing this process.
And it'll just take a few minutes, and then you can write your no list of all the things you're not doing today.
Exactly.
And you might decide to even chuck it away and just not bother and just stay with your comfort blanket for that day and go to work the next.
Yeah, or you can just take your comfort blanket with you and go out into the world with that blanket.
You can.
Wrapped around you, because it's invisible. Nobody else can see it.
Which is a good thing.
It's a great thing. And
well, they'll be able to sense it because you'll be all nice and calm.
Amazingly, they will be able to sense it. Yes.
So they can kind of see it.
Yes. Yes, they can kind of feel
curious.
it. Yeah, it's rather curious, yeah. And they may wonder what's up with you today, and hey, you look different.
Sometimes it can take like 10 years off your face because your whole face relaxes.
It does relax, yes. and yeah, you can have that cheeky
Just
little
like giggly.
cheeky laughter within you and wonder, wow, this really does work.
We do it, don't we?
We do it, yes. We've had our first kit with us for years now.
It's been great, hasn't it?
It really has been.
That's why we thought we'd share it with you.
Yeah, a valued part of our tool set, as to say.
Part of our lives.
Part of our lives, a little piece of equipment that we use regularly. And yeah, very, very, very helpful indeed.
Well, let us know how you're feeling. If this resonates with you now, I'm sure it will, as it does with most of us.
It really does.
And please come and find us on Instagram, The English Sisters, on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want. And also come and check our podcast out on YouTube, where we have the video. And
you can see
you
us.
can find our podcast all over the place, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And please do share it with your friends and family, because we all want to grow together.
Exactly.
And share calm.
It's lovely, yeah, share calm.
And happiness and
into
goodwill.
the world. And remember, we're all family.
Exactly.
We are real sisters, but we're all connected. We're all part of the large human family. And that we love you. We're going to send you lots and lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And smiles from the
English Sisters.
Bye-bye. See you soon.